Well, here we go, and I hope the microphones, I don't really need it today. It's a little bit of wind, but please pay attention to what I'm about to say. It could save you from a really bad marriage, it could save your life, it could save you in a business deal. Because the psychology I'm about to describe is the psychology of a hateful, hurtful, aggressive, sadomasochistic person who will turn on you, stab you in the back, is not trustworthy because of their sexuality. And it's, I'm going to begin with what I have to do for my students after I do the initial demonstration. Is I'm about to describe something that's very commonly observed in human beings, and it comes from this. Let's see if I can do this correctly. Okay, that's the origin, beginning of the snuffle. First time I can recall, this is about Stobe the hobo, make no mistake. But the first book that I recall reading that pointed at it was Eric Fromm, The Anatomy of Human Destructiveness. He talks about a lot of things. The fact that Hitler was a necrophiliac. Couldn't take his eyes off of a dead body. I just watched about 40 some odd minutes. That's all I need to know on Stobe the hobo. For the first video, he was essentially playing his little organ thing or something like that. He doesn't really know how to mix a soundtrack very good. I mean, well, we're all amateurs, right? In the first one, he's controlling his snuffle quite a bit, but he's talking about how bargaining. He's trying to let people know if that he's looking for places. He announces his trips. He's got a few followers, and he wants guys to hang out with, and he wants to know what you're going to provide. Make sure he gets shelter and beer and maybe a little oral. You heard me, I said oral. And but you can see it in, gosh, there's so many. Where do you begin the list? Mick Jagger, who had a 6-year affair with David Bowie. The first Batman, Michael Keaton, for the first time in his career, exhibited a snuffle for Batman, which is perfect because that whole Batman and Robin is like one of the perfect Greek pederastic, man-boy love. Batman didn't start out with Robin. Robin came along to attract more attention by people who just sometimes intuitively know what the hell they're doing. But snuffling, you'll actually find it in one of I think all my playlists are public. I've hidden all my subscriptions because I've got to go through them, and people I've subscribed to solely to track them, and now they've got to go. Like Stobe, that popped up. I went ahead and subscribed to them so it would be there when I needed it. But you really, because they don't write a lot of books about this, you'll think I'm making this shit up. But you know what? For making shit up, Shoestring and Stobe are a couple of typical, they just pull shit out their ass and present it as fact and stuff like that. But I'm not going to go very long here. The man's dead, but I think one of the things he was running away from, he could be what we call latently homosexual. might be not even aware of his own sexuality. But what gives him away is the snuffle. You notice his teeth are, once he explodes, he's talking all the time. He actually almost has to strain to get his mouth closed. But otherwise, this is the way STOBE speaks all the time. And that's called a snuffle. I have watched children as young as 2 years old begin doing this, and by the time they become a teenager or an adult, that upper lip is permanently arched and it looks smooth. It isn't jutting out like mine is, because I have a rather thick muscular face and cheeks and high cheekbones to defend my teeth. It's a genetic thing. And you'll see people who look like they have a permanent smile and stuff when that's actually a sign of homosexuality. I don't give a fuck about your opinion on this. This is what I've observed over and over again. Women do it all the time. Women call it the stink eye. You see where I'm going with this? Drag queens and effeminate gay men who can control their upper lip will still do the stink eye, snuffle, the sign of revulsion, repulsion, and aggression. I may make my next video, I may focus on if you have children and you want your children, you want to leave your children with someone while you go off somewhere, you ought to subscribe to this channel, because I don't know when I'll be in the mood to do it, but I'm going to discuss the 3 basic things that you must look for in the people that you choose, either hire or family, to leave your children with. There are 3 really major things that will take me a good 15 minutes, but I'm going to leave it right here. I know what STOBE was running away from. I think he was having trouble facing his inner demon of homosexuality, because that's what this means. I'm not gay, man. Am I doing the STOBE pretty good? Look at his videos and tell me I'm wrong. Look at my videos. You don't see my teeth unless I intend you to see my teeth, especially upper teeth, the canines, okay? Please, you people, you young punk ass motherfuckers, you think you know it all and you don't know shit. You never completed a book in your life. I've run into all kind of people, somehow managed to get through, even graduate high school. Yeah, sure, they had a D, average. But I've known so many people that until they found something they liked that kind of turned them on, like reading Louis L'Amour or reading about hobos on trains or something, never read a book from cover to cover in their entire life. No textbooks, no nothing else. And you think that you're a genius. That's called a delusional disorder. STOBE was gay actively or latently, didn't know that he was, but this gave him away. Snuffler. Look for it on my playlist.